I'm Darren.
I'm Derek.
This is the Double D Podcast.
We had a fucking busy weekend, didn't we?
Yes,
Very busy weekend. If for those of you that have been watching and know that we both were busy on Saturday. He had a wedding, Darren's DJ service.
Yeah.
Was that's the first time.
Went really well.
Yeah, and then I had a BOTB, Battle on the Border, which is the Double D Podcast's official sponsor of Battle on the Border. We were there at Legends and All Stars on May 14th in Morrow, Ohio, at the Morrow Arts Center. Want to talk about the wedding first? Is there anything you wanted to say about your DJ service?
No, other than the lights looked fantastic. I wish I would have got a picture of them.
Yeah, we didn't get any pictures or videos, which is our fault. Whoopsies. We'll get better.
I got another gig coming up, so I'll do a kind of like a gig log of the setup and such, and that'd be a separate video.
So there you go.
June 4th, we got a gig to do, so.
Got a game to do.
That one will come with the whole video itself, by itself. But other than the lighting, everything went great. Very smooth wedding. I may or may not have messed up a name, but
yeah.
and that was the mother of the bride.
Yeah, understandable, I guess, in a way, you know.
It was really
Close.
nervous.
You said names close that were close. You know, it's not like you got it way wrong. You know?
Fair enough.
Whitney, Wendy, all sound the same.
Yeah.
So I mean,
But it was a pretty good wedding, and I got highly intoxicated. Oof.
Yeah, I
Definitely did not feel great the next morning.
see, I had to, all the way from Morrow, Ohio, I had to come to pick this guy up, DD for him, because he was too intoxicated to get back home, which he pretty much knew was the plan anyway. But I wasn't supposed to be the DD. Tyler was supposed to be the DD. But this guy was partying too hard. I had to go and pick him up. It was a long day for me, but it was a good day.
And we went and got the equipment the next day.
Yeah, we ran it like a professional. We did some professional looking stuff, I think. I mean, what I seen, first off, your music does sound good. You know, I mean, the speakers sound good.
There's some upgrades. Them big bitches right there need some upgrades.
Right.
Because the bass is just not there.
Right.
In a small environment, they're great, but
Well, you weren't playing like rap music though, were you? Like you
well,
were playing...
later on in the night, yeah, we bumped it up a little bit. I cranked that sucker full volume. We were freaking bumping.
You still need bigger bass, huh?
Mm-hmm. It wasn't getting that pulsing hit right on you.
Right.
And it's because of my very cheap speakers. But for those two, will be replaced.
So if you
Still quality stuff.
still quality, good quality stuff. What I
Still
seen,
really good
the
quality
lights look
stuff.
great. The lights did really look good.
I hope so, because I put a lot of work into them lights.
Yeah,
If they would have butchered me, I would have been pissed.
No, the lights did really look good. When I heard the sound looked good, I wasn't thinking about the bass though. See, that's why I'm not a DJ. I don't think about bass. I don't think about. It was just loud. And that was all.
So the sound's very clear. I mean,
Yeah.
it's got very clear, where you can actually hear it, not too much, not little. I mean, that goes with me messing with the EQ too. I did that a little bit to make it a little bit more clear by bringing up treble and hit the mids a little bit. Just kind of evening it out a little bit, because there was some sections that it was more hit or miss. Like for the ceremony itself, I did the music for the ceremony, and I turned the bass like down all the way neutral, turned everything down to neutral, had the treble up, that way it bounced off the trees perfectly, and everybody could hear it, and
Right.
it just turned out pretty all right.
Pretty all right. That's gonna be your new slogan for your DJ business.
It's
Pretty all right.
But yeah, I need some work, new DJ, but gotta make some money first. Can't get this shit overnight.
That's true.
So-
DJ equipment is expensive.
Yeah, it's very, and it's heavy. It's very
I'll
heavy.
tell you what though, we loaded it up really easy. I wasn't here for bringing it back into the garage, but I assume that didn't take too long.
No.
So I mean,
I
and it
just
actually,
unload it real quick.
hardest part's the chords really.
Chords, yes. You gotta get down, you gotta take them to the floor. You gotta make sure they work. I got a busted chord, unfortunately, but I had a busted one prior to that too. One of my chords was putting a lot of feedback in, but it wasn't the chord that got broken. The chord that got broken was my good chord.
Oh really?
So, but that's all right. You buy them in pairs, so
Much.
I was going to buying a pair anyway, because you buy them separate, they're more expensive.
Right.
They're like $20 a piece instead of 15. buy a pair of the 15, but I think I'm gonna get longer ones. Well, no. I'm gonna get shorter ones though. I think I'm gonna get 6 footers. That way I don't have to do so much on tying cords up and trying to hide them. And I also am going to invest in a freaking facade.
A facade?
Yeah, a facade.
Facade's not a thing. It's like an illusion.
There's the thing that goes up above your booth.
Oh, okay.
It's a facade.
What's that? What does it do? What's the point?
It covers all my shit.
Oh.
And don't make it look so ugly.
It didn't even look that bad.
I know, but if you can keep it as clean as possible, you're going to want to, right?
That's true. That's true.
If I could spend $120 and just buy a facade, built-in lights.
Right.
That's an awesome thing too. I could get my name put in it, and then I also want to get in the future, like probably next year, more lights because I want to do my light bar now.
Yeah.
I want to double that.
Dang.
But with less, I'm gonna actually take one of those lights off. That like the disco ball.
Yeah.
Because it completely, like when my lights on the sides were flashing, you could see because I got big lights, the lights were on top of my speakers, and I put them in sound activation mode. But when I switched the lights next to them, the same lights that's on my speakers, in sound activation mode, all you could see was like a very light. No, I want that freaking room to go dark.
Right
in here.
Right.
So I'm going to turn the one light down because I can turn it down with my remote, and I'm going to eliminate one of them, and I'm also going to turn the lasers down a little bit. That way you get a little bit, and I plan on adding a fog machine within the next year or two.
Hell yeah. I'm all for fog machines. Those are cool.
If we keep staying as busy as we are, well, busy. For our first year, we're pretty busy. We got let's see, this last event, this next event, an event right after that, because that's when that
graduate or reunion.
Yeah, high school reunion is.
Yeah.
That's gonna be different.
What day is that on again?
It is on the 18th of June.
Okay.
That's gonna be different because like I'm 23
Yeah.
and I'm playing 80s and 90s music.
Yeah, that's gonna be a little bit different.
At a high school reunion.
Yeah, it's a little different.
So, but luckily I know a lot of 80s and 90s, so that's gonna help me out a lot.
Right.
But I'm planning on start just doing videos on that too. Just do periodically.
I mean, we've said for a long time we were going to do different videos, and we have not done different videos on this channel yet.
We'll do Gig Love.
We got to start. I mean, I should have done one Saturday. You should have done one Saturday. Like
Definitely should have. Definitely. It was most of the nerves.
Yeah.
Is the reason I didn't think about it.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Because I was planning on taking a video of the setup a little bit during the announcing, but I gotta get a little comfortable with that before I.
Yeah, we need to hire a videographer.
Yeah.
Someone to
Nice.
do videos for us.
Yeah, we just travel around with us.
Yeah.
Just taking our videos.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
I mean, we don't make any money off of this, but let's go ahead and add another
Hey.
expense to the.
I make money with the DJing.
Yeah, you do make money. I have not made any money off of this. That's okay though.
Yeah.
It's okay. You're making money. It's matched.
Yeah.
We got some stream of income.
And it's still part. I mean, we intertwinkle it a little bit.
Intertwinkle it a little bit.
Like
I mean, I help them out, you know.
Throw my gig logs on here and fucking.
Right.
That'd be just like a different video. So far, it's going to be. We're going to have one in June.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're going to have 2 in June. 1 in August. And then we got a wedding that we are in October.
Yeah. Yeah, we do, don't we? I forgot
And
about
I'm DJing and emceeing that one too.
Yeah, and you're in it.
And I'm in it.
That's going to be an interesting one.
Good thing I got wireless microphones.
Yeah, for real.
Matter of fact, I've got to send them back. I got to warranty them already.
Yeah, you broke one.
I broke 2.
Both. You broke
But
one.
they weren't my fault.
The one that was mine was broke first, I think, or second.
No, that was mine.
Oh, so he broke his first, then mine second. We're a great crew.
Hey, I got tape around mine though. It works.
Oh, you didn't put tape around mine?
Well, yours, the whole top came off.
Jeez, Darren.
So I can't really tape that.
I wasn't there. What happened?
I put one of those little puff things on it because I was going to use it.
Yeah.
And then I decided I don't want to use that one and.
Ripped it off?
Well, no, I took the puff thing off of it, and the glue must have said "fuck you," and must have been from this heat. So
That's why we're not doing audio.
No, they were. They're intact still.
Oh.
They're intact in my truck.
Oh.
I put them back together.
Okay, I was gonna
Just
say.
don't pull on the top very hard.
I didn't usually, yeah.
But I could get some glue. I could get some crazy glue to fix it. Or
Okay.
super glue. What the fuck did I say crazy glue
I don't know. Crazy glue, super glue, gorilla glue,
Bro, I'll get
normal
some-
glue.
for? I'll get some super glue to fix. I probably won't send them back. I'll probably just get them fixed. I got 2 years. If I break them more, I'll just send them back later.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I got too much events going on. I don't know how long I'll just take to fix stuff.
Probably a while.
But other than that, it was a pretty good wedding.
Anything else you want to say about it?
I did forget an event. I'll do a gig log of our 4th of July party too, because I'm DJing it also.
Yeah, that should be a vlog video.
Yeah.
Because we're already hanging out. I mean, that should be a vlog. That should be a vlog.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I think that might be the right move. It's just hard to remember because I really have we've only really focused on this.
Yeah, we
haven't
really
done
really
anything
sat
else.
never out outside.
The one extra video plan that we had went absolutely terribly.
Yeah.
So we kind of scrapped it, and now we're just. I didn't really think about it too much on Saturday, to be completely honest with you,
I didn't think about it at all.
Yeah.
I was just more focused on making sure the announcements were on.
yeah, we were both a little nervous. It's all right to be nervous.
Alright, I'm gonna shut this. It's serving no purpose.
Yeah, it's no purpose. We're not doing the audio version of this podcast. Darren just was really awkward about it. He wanted it open because it's not normal for us to not do an audio version.
Yeah, it's different.
Is this the first ever? No. it's
No,
not.
we've done one before.
Oh, the 1 year anniversary was a YouTube exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
That's it.
Yeah, remember? So, is there anything else you wanted to say about the wedding? Is that it?
Other than, if you need a DJ, just holler at us.
Well, it's how you holler at us, Darren.
Well, you get a hold of my cell phone, 812-212-1675. Add the snap.
Well, hold on. You don't have to go there yet. I was just, we'll do the ending part later.
I'll let you plug all that
Go
shit.
ahead, plug.
Add my snap. This is for the DJing stuff.
Okay.
We'll add the
Okay.
other plug later.
Okay.
Darren, 113456789. I did hand out one of our flyers too, by the way.
Oh.
One person, and he wanted it for my DJing information.
Well, there you go. Well, that's fine.
But hey, he's got the podcast
So he's
on
got
it,
the
so he's
podcast
like,
so
what
far.
the heck's this?
Right, yeah, so I mean, hey.
He was saying that's going to be like a karaoke thing.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for a phone call for that. Because I let him do karaoke.
Oh, yeah.
I went up to the bride, I'm like, do you want me to announce that
Karaoke's open.
Or she's like, yeah, go ahead. I'm like, cool.
So was he the only one that did karaoke?
Yeah. And it was all in Spanish, so I didn't understand the damn thing he was saying, but
Oh, yeah.
still pretty good.
Did you enjoy it? Everyone was enjoying it?
Oh, fuck yeah, it was a fun time.
Party.
Hell. Party,
Oh.
man.
Oh,
It
no.
was-
You said it was a Spanish song?
Mhm.
How did you type it in? You had to type it in.
No, he typed it in.
You're like, I don't know, man. You type it in.
Oh, he came over, he was like,
Oh, on YouTube.
yeah.
Oh.
He was saying it, I'm like, fuck, man, here, type it in. I don't know.
Right, yeah.
I didn't learn much Spanish when I was young, so I had
Right.
no fucking clue.
That's fair.
Which I probably should start looking.
Well, considering that you're going to do a karaoke night for Spanish-speaking people, I probably would.
Yeah, I
brush up
probably
on
need
the
to, like,
important things.
yeah. Probably.
Banyo's bathroom.
I do know that one.
Yeah. I know that. I took 3 years of Spanish, and I can honestly tell you Banyo's bathroom. Gato is cat.
Did not know that one. Oh, they just say cato.
Well,
It'd be a hell of a lot easier.
yeah, it would be, I guess. But, I mean, Spanish is, it's a hard language. It's a hard language.
I don't know.
I'll be your translator.
Brush up much on Spanish. I didn't learn a lot.
I'll be your
School.
translator. Hire me to be your translator. I'll translate for you.
The only little bit I learned was not from school.
Right. Well, maybe they speak English too, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so they'll help you out.
Pretty good English.
The music might be the only problem there, though.
Oh yeah, music.
You're just gonna be like, oh.
Well, if they send me a list,
Right. Then you can.
I can
see
copy it. Yeah,
Right,
straight
right.
to straight. But hearing it, I don't even know how to spell half the words. Because
You don't take Spanish. You
yeah,
don't
I've
know
never
Spanish.
taken Spanish, so I have
Right.
no clue.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it for this one.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Now we get to my Saturday.
Yeah. We can jump right into yours.
Let's get into my Saturday. So again, Saturday, May 14th, was Battle on the Border Legend and All-Star Show in Morrow, Ohio. Me, Sophia, my dad went there to represent the Double E podcast at a table. The day before, 2 days before, Denham also invited us to his 3v3, Denham Blevins, the owner, invited us to his 3v3 basketball tournament. We did not make it there on time, even though we told him we would be, which is my fault. Unprofessional, I know. I'll take the blame on this one. It was my fault. I really miscalculated the time it would take us to get there. Thought we would have plenty of time. We did not. So we didn't make it there on time, but we were there before the wrestling show extremely early. So that was pretty nice. Got to meet some of the wrestlers there, and that was nice. Had our table set up in plenty of time. Had some time to kill in spare, but it ended up actually working out in time because we did an interview there in person. This is the first in-person interview we've done for Battle on the Border, which is extremely exciting for us. I knew it was going to be in person. Originally, we were going to do it during intermission, but we decided that doing it before was better because during intermission it gets kind of wild and it's really loud and we didn't know how the sound would work, so we did it before. So we interviewed Doug Piles. Is that what I said earlier?
That's what it sounds.
I apologize if I got the name wrong. I'm almost 100% positive it's Doug Piles. I was extremely excited to interview him. He is a board member, on the board of directors member. He deals with the venues, setting up the venues, and he's been working there since day one for the company, so he knows a lot of the in and outs of the company. I wish, looking back on the interview, I wish I would have asked him a little bit more about the venues, but I got kind of caught up with him because he would mention something, and then I was like, oh, I gotta ask this, and I also didn't want to take up a lot of his time because, you know, he's an important part of the group, so I didn't want to take up a lot of time from him, so I wasn't trying to rush it, but I also wasn't trying to take up a lot of his time. But enjoy this interview with Doug Piles.
All right, we are here at Battle on the Border, Mora, Ohio, Legends and All-Stars show. Will you introduce yourself to the fans?
Yeah, my name is Doug Piles, and I'm a member of the board of directors, and I've been with the company since 2016.
Now, what is your role exactly as far as board of the members go? Sometimes you hear that it's kind of a broader term. So
we have a board of directors with about 8 members on it. What I do a lot of times, I help find new venues for us to do the shows at. We help get the posters made and set up. They're the day of the show to make sure everything gets set up and stuff. Can't do as much as I used to on the chair now a little bit, but like I said, we'll still be a part of everything, and my family's a part of it, but I help get concessions set up. Everything in the day of the show that can be done, I'm part of.
All right. I asked Denham this, I asked Russell this when we interviewed him. Mm-hmm. What was it that got you into professional wrestling as a fan?
I've been watching wrestling since I was a little kid. I used to go and go to Cincinnati Gardens when wrestling came to town all the time. I had a friend that got us front row tickets, and I've been a fan for years, and I've got to meet a lot of the guys and stuff, and been a passion when Denham started the company. I missed the very first show. I didn't know about it, but once I came and saw it, and my kids saw it, everybody fell in love with it, and I became a bigger part of it the next year and been doing it ever since.
Yeah, it's a great promotion. This is my first ever independent wrestling promotion I got to see. It sets high standards, I think, for the wrestling that you can see.
Definitely.
So, what were some of your favorite wrestlers maybe when you were younger, when you started watching?
I mean, of course, I started off with the Four Horsemen, a long time with Ric Flair and Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and all those guys. Then Sting has always been one of my favorites for years. Oh, yeah. He's been doing that. But like I said, I got to meet a lot of them. Hands of Stone Ronnie Garvin was one of the nicest guys I ever met. A lot of people didn't like him, but I met him and talked to him, and super nice guy.
Really?
Yeah.
You said you met a lot. So would you say that people who portray bad heels on screen, are they maybe nicer sometimes, it seems? Because my dad has also met you met Ric Flair.
Yeah, I met Flair.
Said he loved Ric Flair.
Yeah,
Ric Flair
I mean,
super nice. And it feels like I hear more and more about some of the people who portray the heels on character. Maybe off screen, they're a little bit nicer than they portray.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are. A lot of them play heels if you meet them in person, they're nothing like the character they play, and and a lot of people used to freak out about that with the kayfabe and everything, but with the internet and stuff now, everybody knows that. I mean, one of the biggest things that threw a lot of people is in the WWE, it was WWF then, but Sergeant Slaughter and the Iron Sheik used to ride back and forth to matches together,
Yeah.
and they got in trouble because people saw them out together doing stuff and they weren't supposed to be, and so it's a lot bigger deal back then than it is now. So
I think that's good for the wrestling, wrestling as a whole, is that you get to see both sides. Because it makes it more impressive, in my opinion, that you're in the ring, you can turn it off like that, or turn it on like that, then you're out of the ring and you turn it off just like that.
Well, and like I said, nowadays it's hard to keep anything a secret, no matter what you do. Everybody's looking for that big pop, but it used to be that you know, the kayfabe stuff. They stayed in, a lot of them stayed in character all the time. If you met them somewhere, they, you know, don't want to do that. And some of the guys still do, you know. But and I'm friends with a lot of the guys here now, and some of them do the same way. We don't say anything to each other when everybody's around, but you know, we get a chance to talk before the matches and do that, and we're actually really good friends. So
you have someone on the roster you're right on the border, Carson Drake.
Yes.
I mean, you know, he's been compared to MJF.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of comparisons.
I can see the comparison to that.
I mean, he's wrestling Brian Pillman tonight. If you had to explain maybe just like the excitement around this match, I feel like it's a match that I'm looking forward to the most, probably, especially after what they did the last time.
Yeah.
It's just a great way, the way they work together.
Well, and both of them are, you know, they're young and talented and coming up. Pillman's a little bit further advanced than Carson, but Carson's got a bright future, and you know, we got to get the megaphone away from him.
Oh, geez,
he's kind of annoying with that.
Please take it away from him. I seen it earlier. I thought about snatching it. But he's a little bit bigger than me. I didn't want him to hit me.
But he does a great match, and he's, you know, he plays his part very well, and he's very athletic and talented. And honestly, the same way. I think that's probably going to be one of the most competitive matches tonight.
Brian Pillman's a huge draw too. How cool is it? You've seen him. You obviously was here before he was on TV, right? And he goes on TV. Now he's coming back. How exciting is that to have someone who you get to see his career grow, and he's coming back now? It has to be really exciting for him. You're probably, you know, exciting for Battle on the Border too.
Yeah, it is for Battle on the Border, and that's one thing with Pillman. I mean, it was neat for me the first time I met him because I met his dad years ago. I met and talked to his dad, and they're very, very similar. I mean, and you know, Brian Jr. started off a little bit later, but the drive is there now completely. I mean, he wants to be the best, and he's not going to stop so he can. You know, and it's great to see him go from starting to wrestle with us in Cincinnati and training to being with AEW now, and you know, see him on TV all the time, and it's great for us too. I mean, like I said, he talks about us, so you know, it helps build us up. So yeah, I'm very glad he's here.
Now, obviously, I'm not going to try to get you in any trouble with the wrestlers here.
Oh, you're fine.
What are some of the wrestlers that you want to see promoting more? You know, some of their favorite wrestlers that are on the roster right now. Of course, all of them are great. But just some of the ones that you think are just like, they're just a couple steps away from maybe being the next big star.
Well, and some of it that way. I mean, Jackson Stone that's wrestling tonight. I mean, he started off with us. He's been one of our heavyweight champions and stuff. And now with Impact Wrestling, and you know, won the gut check and everything that way. It was really great. Paxton Callaway is another one that I could really see having a future and doing something. On the women's side, I honestly, within the next couple of years, I think you're going to see Ari Alexander. Signed with, I mean, she's been to AEW. Shauna Reed also been to AEW and stuff that way. You know, if they learn and listen to the people that's around, that's one good thing with Battle on the Border. We have a lot of veterans that are willing to come in and help the younger people learn, and you know, and most of them will listen and soak it up, and it's great. But yeah, we've got a few of them that I think that, you know, we just take advantage of having them now while we can, because we know they're probably going to move on.
So obviously we're filming this before the show starts. Do you have any predictions maybe for tonight, or do you just want to go in and just see what's going to happen? I mean, do you have anything you know? I
mean, honestly, the Carson Drake match, I have a feeling Carson's going to do whatever he can to pull out a win.
Right.
Pillman's already won once, and they're wanting to do a best of 3, and I don't think Carson wants to lose 2 in a row. So I think he's going to do whatever he can to get that win tonight. I mean, another good match is going to be Jackson Stone with Sergeant Ledbetter. You know, Jackson's more experienced, but you know, Ledbetter's here and he's got people to back him up, so that's going to be a really good match. And the women's championship match, and you know, nothing against Shauna or Malia, either one, but I'm pulling for Ari on that one. She's worked hard, been here for a long time, and you know, wrestles really well for us. So I like to see people reward if they can do it. I hope she's able to pull it off and get that title for a little while.
All right. Well, is there anything else that you wanted to give, you know, send a message to anybody or promote anything else?
And just let everybody know. I mean, we're here on May 14th doing this. Our next show, we got a brand new venue. It's going to be July 23rd, and it's actually going to be in Wars Hill, Indiana, which is right outside of Aurora.
All right.
My hometown.
Oh, nice.
My hometown. I grew up in Wars Hill, and it's going to be at the Firehouse at Wars Hill. Should be a great night, and maybe an outdoor show, might be an indoor show. We got the option that day. If the weather's bad, we can move it inside. If it's not, we're going to try to do it outside. We love the outdoor shows if we could do them that way, but this venue's great. We can do it either way, and it's not a problem.
All right, real quick, because What is your favorite venue that you work with Battle on the Border here so far? Do you have one?
Well, honestly, the best show that we've ever done that I liked was we did it in the VFW by Sailor Park, and we had Shane Douglas versus Sandman, and it couldn't have been better. I mean, 2 ECW stars. We were outside. It got dark. We had the ring lit up with car headlights, and those two were going at it. And you know, to me, that was the best show we ever had with that kind of thing with it. It felt like old school wrestling and doing that. But I mean, there's so many good things and bad things with all the venues that right now we're doing a couple new ones this year. And like I said, I think we're just going to continue to grow and get better, and hopefully have better crowds and get more people there.
Absolutely, and I hope we can try to help you guys do that. I
We appreciate it.
I really do like Battle on the Border. Make sure you come out July 23rd is when you
July
say next show.
23rd, yep.
If you follow me on Facebook or anything else, you'll see the ticket link information. I'll make sure to get it out to you. I'm glad that you got to announce this on the show because I was wondering. I was asking her. I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh, when the next show is?"
July 23rd.
All right, well, I guess that's about it. Is there anything that's it?
No, I hope to see some people at the shows. Bring your friends and family and come on out, and hopefully come and have a fun night and enjoy yourselves.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
All right.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Did you like that?
Yeah, it was a great interview, dude.
Great, thank you. Appreciate it. I thought it was alright.
I wish I would have been there for it.
Yeah, I needed somebody. Originally, my dad was going to help me because, you know, I'm not used to doing interviews yet. I told Sophia that the day before. I was like, it's weird for me still to do interviews with people because you got to, because you know, most interviews what you should probably do is probably talk to them beforehand and kind of get a rough idea of what you should talk about.
Yes.
We don't. we just rushed. When we did it with Denim, I said,
Yeah.
I think the best way to do the interviews is just go
Jump right
in
into it, yeah.
and just talk from there. We did it with Russell, acted full bland, and now we did it with Doug. I think it's a good idea to do it that way because you just got to be yourself anyway.
Oh yeah, I mean you're not. Man, when something looks staged, you're just like,
Right, and
I don't really want to watch this.
Exactly, that's what I don't want to be. I don't want to be one of those guys that's standing there and asking questions from a piece of paper, unless like there's a reason for it. But I mean, like I wanted to try to look natural. I want people to be comfortable and not feel like they have to say certain things. I want them to be able to say what they want. I feel like everyone has so far. So again, thank you for Doug, or thank you to Doug, thank you to Russell, thank you to Denim, everyone who's done interviews, and in the future we'll do interviews.
Yes.
So yeah, we set up our table real quick. I want to give everybody a look-y at our sign. I didn't take a picture again. I apologize.
Grab the table and give them a preview setup.
No, I'm not gonna do a whole setup, but you know, for the next show when we go, I feel like people need to. And we can also probably put this like somewhere.
It's a little white. I don't know if it's
Well-
light.
We should do that. That Sophia made that. That's the sign. So if you see us at the next event, let us know. Or you know, that's the sign you should look for.
Yeah.
We also had a suggestion box. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna grab something else too while I'm over here.
Yeah. I would grab one of those. As I
Yeah.
mentioned in my part.
Right. Well, we're gonna set this here for us later. But we do have a suggestion box. We have suggestions. You can leave a suggestion for a future podcast episode, as well as a question about the podcast that we may answer in a future podcast.
And then, not just a suggestion box, but we got an email you can put suggestions in too.
Right, and that's all that information for everything else is also on top of all of our socials and stuff, so you can come and visit us. Want to look into the suggestion box?
Yeah, well, we'll get.
Maybe answer one of the questions or see one of the suggestions.
Yeah, let's look. How do you even open that fucking
Let
thing?
me open the box.
You taped it, didn't you?
There we go. No,
You
my
taped it, didn't you?
mom made this box.
Oh.
All right, let's look.
Oh, dang, man, that's as empty as I thought it would be. What the hell? Guys? That's not supposed to be
That's
empty.
a little embarrassing. I apologize. I did
So
not.
that means we're doing great work.
Yeah, I did not. Yeah, just we
Because
don't.
we don't
no
need
one has any
suggestions.
questions. They just think, hey, they're doing good on their own.
Yeah.
They don't have any
Yeah.
suggestions.
We're just great at our job.
Listen, guys. You know,
We need
one
suggestions here.
One suggestion would have been nice, but I did it. You know, I wasn't. It's not like we were out there, you know, going around the crowd and you know getting to people like, hey, watch this. You know. Or,
Hey, if I go, we
look.
will be. I'll fuck.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute. But
Hand her down there, man. Hand her down.
yeah, but I mean,
Take one and pass it.
thank you for the people who did visit our table, which was 2 people in total.
We did have people visit.
Well, one person took a flyer,
Really?
and the other person took a picture of a flyer
Awesome.
because she wanted to save a tree. That's what she said, and then hopefully she's watching. So I appreciate both. If you guys are both watching, I appreciate it.
For the person that took a picture, we do plan on getting a barcode somehow,
Yes.
somewhere.
We'll figure that out.
And then we will save trees.
Yes. So, but thank you for the people who did come over to the table and talk to us for a second. We had a couple other people come over and talk to us, but we just had those two. But that's the next time you see us. That will be. I don't want this to be distracting. I don't know if the light's messing with it or not. But
What did they ask any questions about the Double D podcast or anything?
yeah. There's a couple people who asked questions. I mean, some of the wrestlers I think maybe knew us from that the fact that we have the podcast. Maybe not. Maybe it was being nice. I don't know. But either way, we got our name out there, and people did like at least see it and come over and look at the table. But I mean, hey, we're gonna be there all the time, so there's no need to rush it. Just come on over. I think we're pretty friendly. I like to think we're pretty friendly.
When I'm able to actually go to one of the events, I'm gonna get one of them signs.
Yeah, he's gonna do the flippy thing. We'll do one of those wacky inflatable tube men too, maybe. So
Well, them are expensive.
Denim might not like that either. All right, real quick, we'll go through the card. We'll go through the matches, and I'll do a little review. And I'll be honest. Listen, just because we're the official podcast sponsor does not mean that I'm going to mince words when I review matches. All right. Now I'm going to be brutally honest about them. I did write down some notes, but I look back on them and I can kind of remember everything, so I'm not going to look at the notes. I do have the match card here that they posted on their Facebook page, so that way I'll be able to remember, because otherwise my memory is shot. I'm 22, but I have the memory of a 72-year-old. So
Hey, me too.
we'll go through. It started off with a zero gravity tournament match with Jaden Jett and our man Russell Acta Full Bland in his corner against Justin Xavier. Now I gotta say something.
Xavier.
I felt bad for him too, because Russell, he wasn't super involved in the first matchup, but that does not mean he was a factor. All right, he was playing it cool. Russell was, on the outside, he was supporting Jaden Jett, and that's really all that mattered, because eventually he did get the victory, which means that was one of the tag team champions that went down in the match. He lost his match. He was a tag. Justin Xavier was a tag team champion, and he lost. That's what Russell, when he was on the podcast, said.
Yep.
That they were going to reclaim those tag team title belts, and this is the good step in the right direction.
Yeah, they're
for that.
starting to grab them if that's the case.
Absolutely. Also, Russell Acta Full Bland dressed great. He was the best dressed. If I had to hand out an award, he would win best dressed. Best dressed of the fans, of the wrestlers. He was looking good. Next one was the franchise players, which has Shane Douglas against the Bad Dudes. This matchup was exciting for me, because I always like seeing those older ECW wrestlers, or just wrestlers who I know the name of, show up. And Shane's a little bit older, but man, he can still wrestle. He's in there taking bumps, he's taking moves, he's in there participating, and he looked really good. It was a good matchup, but before the matchup started, the Bad Dudes got in a little bit of a tiff with someone in the crowd. There was a little girl who had red hair or pink hair, one of the two, and they were yelling at her up in the stands. She was booing them, and they were yelling at her, and Shane Douglas told her to come on down to the side of the ring and gave her a hug, and then that was what I think gave the franchise players a chance to get the victory. They did beat the Bad Dudes.
Good.
So the franchise players did get a win there, so that was nice. And then we had Haley Shadows, whose nickname is Barbie Killer. Killer Barbie? Barbie Killer? I apologize, I think it's Barbie Killer. Barbie Killer.
Better hope we don't interview her.
If we interview her, she will become the Derek Killer after that.
Yeah.
I think it's Barbie.
She
Killer.
butchered her
I
name.
think it's Barbie Killer, I apologize.
She butchered her name.
She fought Cassie Clay, who we actually had a table next to, and Haley Shadows did get the victory. She looked very good in the matchup. They both did, I thought. And it was entertaining. Both matches were entertaining. Going back real quick, because I did kind of forget about this. In the Zero Gravity tournament, I think before, when we were talking about the last show, I said that there wasn't as much high flying as I would have liked to have seen. The Justin Xavier and Jaden Jett match had that.
Oh, really?
It wasn't as crazy as what you see on TV, but it had more. So I feel like they're just getting closer to that, getting a little bit more comfortable with the height. It was very good, and they work well together in the ring, and the high flying was nice. I just wanted to say that because I tried to remember to should have brought my notes.
Well, if I'm not mistaken,
But-
that was the first one you seen was the very first ever Zero Gravity.
Yes, the one that we seen last time was.
So they're
that
probably
was-
going to progressively get better and better and better,
Yeah.
and eventually be that pro level that you do see on TV.
It was very good either way. Every single match was entertaining. in its own way. Haley Shadows and Cassie Clay was great. I was rooting for Cassie Clay. No offense to Haley Shadows. Again, I know I butchered her name, and then I said I was rooting for the other one. But listen, but she did get the victory, and she looked very good in the match as well.
I was saving you when she's beating your ass.
No, I don't want her to either. I need some backup, you know. Then we had another zero gravity tournament match, and it was supposed to be Tim Lutz versus Dirtbag Dan. However, due to unforeseen circumstances, Dirtbag Dan could not make it. He's from New Jersey. It's a long drive down here. He let him know in advance he wouldn't be able to make it, so just to let them know. Tim Lutz came out with the microphone and he said, you know, that he had told that Denham had told him that Dirtbag Dan couldn't make it. This is the second time it's happened to Tim Lutz. Last event, he was supposed to, I can't remember who he was supposed to have a match against, but he was supposed to have a match against somebody else. Then King Bomani stepped in, which was not great for Tim Lutz. You know, did not end well for Tim Lutz. This time, Denham told him that since it's the second time it's happened, that he could just automatically move on because there's no one for him to face. However,
it could be a disqualification.
Yeah, it was basically a disqualification, forfeit basically.
Yep.
Due to unforeseen circumstances, but either way. So he told them he didn't want to do that, but I mean that was, you know, there was no other way about it, I guess.
Oh yeah.
And then out of nowhere, someone from the crowd jumped into the ring.
Really?
Yeah, it's a guy named Chris Allen who had a match against Tim. Now see, what the thing was, King Bomani was outside of the ring. He was a couple tables down from us. And Tim Lutz was distracted. He was kind of staring in that direction. And then out of my peripheral, I could see someone run in the ring and attack Tim Lutz from behind and then got the match going. So Tim Lutz got his wish. I bet he was probably thinking at that point, like, oh, I should have just taken the automatic victory.
I would.
You know, but he did end up winning. It was another great match. And I'll tell you what, Tim Lutz, the last show that I was at, granted he was facing King Bomani and he didn't, I mean, he held up his own as best as he could against King Bomani. But, you know, Tim Lutz he looked really good today. I mean, he won me over a lot. He was really good. So was Chris Allen, but Tim Lutz was really good in the ring as well. So I was excited about for him to win. And I'm excited to see what he can do in the zero gravity tournament from here on out. And I hope that maybe him and Dirtbag Dan will meet down the road, or maybe him and Rolani will meet down the road or something. It's very exciting to see what will happen. So congratulations to Tim Lutz, because you won me over as a fan.
Fair enough.
All right.
Fair enough.
The next match was right before the intermission. We had Hooks against Ryan Frost. Now, Ryan Frost came out with a shirt. Now, this is a hardcore match. I'm going to remind you. Okay? He came out with a shirt that said "Hardcore Sucks." Hardcore Sucks, I think, or something. It was something putting down hardcore matches. Hardcore wrestling sucks, I think is what it said. He ended up, I mean, it was a pretty hardcore match. My girlfriend, she said this was not her favorite match. She doesn't like when blood comes out and Hooks did get cut open.
I'll be damned.
I mean, there was some weapons in this match. There was trash cans. There was chairs.
Shit.
I mean, it got intense. I loved it. It was a very intense match for me. I like seeing. I think this is the first time I've seen like a true hardcore match in person. I remember I've been to wrestling events where there's been blood. We went and Hangman Adam Page got hit with the camera and started bleeding.
Yeah.
Me and Dad went to a TNA lockdown event where Ric Flair was bleeding really bad. That was probably considered, because that was inside of a cage, but there was like tables, or there was chairs and stuff. So that one would count, I guess. But this one was the first one for Battle on the Border that I've got to see. It was very good. It's always, I don't want to say it's nice seeing someone get cut open, but you know, it does add to the excitement. At least I thought it would. I looked over at Sophia. She was like, I don't like this. She was like, that guy's hurt. I was like, well, that's kind of that's kind of the point of wrestling is, I mean, he's trying to win. Hooks did end up getting the victory though. So that was something. I feel like I'm missing something. No, I'm not. I was about to in the next match. Then we had our intermission. Then our next match was Jackson Stone against Sergeant Leadman. At least that's what it was supposed to be. Sergeant Ledbetter came out with his arm in a sling. Hurt his elbow. He can't wrestle. Can't wrestle against Jackson Stone. I mean, he's hurt. He can't wrestle. So he said, King Bomani will step in. Because they're a part of that group that they have of Army of Destiny. So King Bomani, his right-hand man, stepped in and said, I'll take on Jackson Stone, no problem. I got to tell you, Jackson Stone, he's a big dude. Both of these dudes are very big. This was a match that, it wasn't that I wasn't looking forward to it. I just had never seen Jackson Stone wrestle before, so I didn't know what I was getting into. I looked up some videos, but videos don't always do it justice. This was a really, really entertaining match with two big dudes who were ready to go to war. They did. Jackson Stone did get the victory, and Sergeant Ledbetter, I think his elbow did heal midway through the match.
Sergeant Ledbetter is better?
Sergeant Ledbetter is better. His elbow is better, yeah. His elbow is better. He, he noticed that King Lomani was having a little bit of trouble and, thought he needed a little bit of help. So, he tried to get a little bit of help in there. It did not work out for them. However, the Army of Destiny was not done. After the match, a man debuted that is now part of the Army of Destiny by the name of Craven. This dude is huge, tall dude, muscle, came in and just laid out Jackson Stone. Yeah, I had it right, Jackson Stone, and it was so now the Army of Destiny has three people. Now you have King Bomani, you have Sergeant Ledbetter, who won that golden ticket tournament to now challenge for any title, and then you have Craven.
Is he as big as what's his name? Dude that wears a singlet. I can't remember his name.
No, he's not as big as Paxton.
That's Paxton Callaway.
Callaway. Thank you, because I forgot his last name.
He's not as big as
not as big as. Well, I don't know because I haven't seen him side by side, but I would think Paxton Callaway is still taller.
I see him in front of me. He's
He's a big dude. And granted, I was sitting a little bit further away, but this dude, he is big, and it fits the Army of Destiny. I mean, these are three big dudes. It's gonna be tough to stop.
You got a lot of power.
A lot of power in that group. And I have a feeling that Sergeant Ledbetter's got his eyes on, probably the world title.
I guarantee it.
And the Army of Destiny is going to be tough to stop. Especially those are three big dudes who are going to be gunning after whoever has that world title.
I feel bad for the other guy.
Well, we'll see because I have something to mention later on. Well, remind me to bring up the Army of Destiny when we get to that later on if you can.
Yep.
I hope I remember. If I
I
don't
don't
know
know what I'm getting to before I bring it up.
it's the main event.
Okay.
When I get to the main event, just remind me. Army of Destiny.
Yep.
Once I get done, just remind me.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know.
Side 2 memory is terrible.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I'll remember now that I said it. But congrats to Jackson Stone on the win. However, after the match, sorry you got beat up. Then we had a debuting tag team, which I was really excited about because on the way to Moore, Ohio, I seen a video that Battle on the Border posted of this tag team named The Crown. Two big dudes, again, very big, very tall big dudes. And I got to see a little bit on their. And I don't live in Cincinnati, so I'm not up on all the wrestlers that are there. But apparently they have worked around Cincinnati. They're kind of getting pretty popular in Cincinnati. So it's a very big deal that they came to Battle on the Border. And man, let me tell you something. They are good.
Are they?
They are really good. I really like them. I leaned over to my dad and was like, oh yeah, this is my favorite tag team. No offense, Russell. Okay, your tag team's great as well. However, these are two big dudes and they can move, and man, were they impressive. But something also really exciting happened in this match. Well, it wasn't exciting at the time, but looking back, it kind of was. It was storming, and I guess it was storming pretty good outside. I don't know if that's why the lights went out, or if they just had a little bit of a failure. I don't know what happened.
Sabotage light switch?
It might have been, something like that.
Sabotage light switch?
But the lights went out. Well, what it started was half the lights went out, and they came back on. Then half the lights went out again. Then all the lights went out again. And it was very cool because when all the lights went out, for a very split second, you couldn't see the ring. But man, every single person got their phone up and put the flashlights on to the point to where everyone could see the ring. The wrestlers didn't stop when the ring went black. They kept going. I told my dad, I was like, I don't know how they can wrestle in black. I mean, it was very split, but I mean, even when we all had our phone lights on, it's not as bright as they're used to.
The video seemed like it was pretty bright though.
Every single person. I think there was like 130-ish people here, and I'm telling you, I did not see one person who did not have their phone on. Dad was trying, my dad, not very technologically advanced, he was trying, he was like, my flashlight, my phone doesn't have a flashlight. I didn't want to tell him that it probably does, but I was just like, well, that sucks. And then he got his tablet out and was like trying to find the flashlight. By the time he found it, lights came back on.
Got it. Oh.
By the time The Crown, they faced Mark Alexander and Red Sawyer, and they defeated Mark Alexander and Red Sawyer. Let me tell you something, Battle on the Border. Make sure you are looking out. I thought I had my wallet on. Not that I needed it, but the Battle on the Border needs to look out for the Crown because they are going to wreak havoc in this tag team division. And I'm dead serious. This was my favorite match of the night.
Yeah.
By far. I forgot to ask my dad. Hopefully we'll be able to edit in the video what his favorite match was. But my favorite match was by far. One, because the lights going out was kind of cool because, I mean, all the fans put their lights up and that's a really organic moment that you don't get to see happen often.
No.
So that was really cool. But also the crowd. Dude, they are just so good. I was really impressed. I mean, I was really happy with that match. So, and I had no idea, again, I had no idea who they were, but I seen their hype video that they put on there, their little promo video they did, and I was excited for that, and I was not disappointed. Not disappointed
So,
at all.
these guys, they're new to Battle on the Border?
New to Battle on the Border, yeah, but they're not new to Cincinnati area wrestling.
So are they, yeah, they're a part, like a Battle on the Border? then?
Yeah, they wrestle. Well, I mean, they're wrestling, yeah, for Battle on the Border.
Well, I didn't know if they came in as a guest.
No, I think they're going to be here for a while. I
Good.
think they're going to show up because, like I said, a tag team that dominant, I don't see Denim saying, "All right, thanks for coming," and then bye.
Let
No,
them go.
I think they're
He
coming
won't
back.
fight for them.
Yeah, I think they're coming back for sure. It should be exciting to see what happens with them. So, I was very excited about that. And then next, we had Jake Shepard against Amos.
Now, been a good one.
Yeah, again, and Russell Active Full Bland came out. This time he had a cane with him, which we even added to the look. Russell, man, I'm telling you, we said it on the pod. I hope he's watching. If not, he said it on the podcast. He was making. I told my dad, I was like, he is managing in wrestling great. Like he was so entertaining because he also took the mic from the ring announcer guy in the first match and the second match. He's like, "You're not worthy to introduce my clients."
Oh shit!
Oh, it was great. And then, yeah, it was. But anyway, yeah, it was great. It was great to see him. And then you had, but it was Jake Shepard versus Amos. And then Amos again sorry, Russell. I really like Amos as well. Really becoming a fan of Amos.
Man.
I'm sorry, Russell. Listen, I just, Amos is just, he is a very talented wrestler. And Jake Shepard, we talked about him, I think, before. He's a big dude.
Yeah.
Very talented. I'm taking his talent. He's very talented. But Amos, you've seen Big Jake Shepard, right? You seen it? Amos power bombed him from the rope.
Fuck.
It was one of the most impressive. That's why it shocked everybody. I don't think there was a single person there who thought it was going to happen. Because sometimes in wrestling you'll see that where there's a smaller guy who goes to try and power slam a big guy.
And then reverse it.
Yeah, and then it'll be reversed. No, not this time.
Oh shit.
Amos did it, and it was one of the loudest reactions of the night. It was extremely impressive. However, despite all that, Jake Shepard still got the win, which I'm excited. I'm excited for Russell, and he called it here. He said there's big things coming for him.
He called it on the WD podcast.
He did, so that's why I gotta watch it. But it was still very exciting. It was a very exciting match. This was a sleeper one. When I seen it, wasn't that I wasn't excited about it. I was, but I was like, there was so much going on that I kind of forgot about the match happening. And then,
fuck.
well, because there was stuff added, like the Crown wrestling that was not. Well, it wasn't because it wasn't promoted. So when that happened, I kind of just lost track of where we were at. And then once I seen Jake Shepard come out, I was like, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
And it was one of the sleeper matches of the night. Probably my number 2, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, just because of that Amos spot. That Amos spot was great, unexpected. Yeah, it was unexpected, and the place went nuts. People were freaking out.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't expect it. It was wild. I looked over at my dad, and my dad had just a shocked look on his face, like, whoa. It was wild.
How'd your dad like the wrestling event itself?
Oh, he loved it. He loved it. Like I said, I forgot to ask him. I meant to text him today, but he works third shift, so it's really hard. I meant to text him today and ask him what his favorite match was, because I told you guys my favorite. I'll tell you kind of. If you watch this, you should know what Sophia's favorite was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I forgot to ask my dad. Hopefully, like I said, our editor will put it in the videos.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Text across the screen. Insert here.
Or even a small clip if he wants.
Yeah, if he wants. Yeah, I mean, we should have had him on, but again, working third shift.
Yeah.
I don't know what time it is. So. What
That
time
is-
is it? Hey, he's probably awake.
That works.
Call him up real quick.
I mean, you could.
No.
That and,
Oh.
our weekend was so busy that we were both out really late. We couldn't record a podcast.
Yeah, we're doing this on Monday, which is extremely weird for us. But
Different, but we've done it before.
we have done it before. It's just weird not doing the audio. I'm just so used to this.
Yeah,
thing.
getting right in your face.
Anyway, let's get back to the action. We had our women's title match. It was a triple threat match. You had the modern day Moolah, Malia Osaka, and Shauna Reed and Ari Alexander. Going into this match, if I was rooting for Ari Alexander, she was on a roll. She won last event to get into this matchup. Malia Osaka got added to this matchup because she wasn't there at the last one, so then I felt it was only right to put her in there.
Yeah.
And then Shauna Reed's the defending champion. She was the fun fact first ever match that me and Darren seen in BOTB history included Shauna Reed defending her title. I do not remember who she was defending her title against because we got there midway through the match, so I didn't catch a name. And so much has happened since I forgot, but she was a part of the first
match we've seen.
First match we've seen. It was interesting how this match started because you had like Malia and Shauna teamed up for a second, then Ari and Shauna teamed up for a second, and then it kind of just broke loose. And a shocking victory, in my opinion, was Malia Osaka.
How's that shocking?
Well, I'll tell you.
She's a veteran into this.
She's she is a veteran.
She is
She's
a
100% a veteran. And I'm not taking away from her at all. She was really good. The first match that I seen her in, again, I do not remember who she was facing, but the first time we went, she wrestled.
I can't remember who she was.
I remember she was with the franchise.
Yeah.
The franchise players, Shane Douglas.
I just can't,
With
I
her
can't
group,
remember
with
who she
his
was
group.
wrestling.
Cannot remember her name, but she wrestled her, and I remember thinking like, oh, this match, it was not trying to take shots at anybody. It wasn't the greatest. There's a couple of mistakes in there. It was really slow, and the finish was kind of rough. But this matchup, Malia Osaka looked great. It was a great matchup. I mean, she did a great job in this one. I just personally thought this was Ari Alexander's time to be the champion. Personal, not trying to get feed on anybody. I'm not trying to make Denim upset. I'm trying to make anybody upset. Whoever's idea it was to put the strap on Malia Osaka. Good decision. She's a great wrestler. However, I would not
get kicked off for sponsorship.
I don't want to
We
lose.
allowed to be sponsors.
I don't want to losers. No, I personally would have been in someone's ear like, oh, Alexander, I mean, she's pretty good. But Malia Osaka is going to be a great champion. And then again, no disrespect to Shauna Reed, she was also great in the match. It was just, I was surprised. I thought I had predictions for most of the matches. I don't remember if I got most of them wrong. This one I know for a fact that I got.
Well, that's the one you paid the most attention to.
I was like, Ari Alexander will win this one. I looked at my dad and I was like, Malia won. He was like, yeah, it's kind of shocking. And I was like, I mean, none of us were upset about it. I was surprised. I thought it was Ari Alexander's time. But you know what? Malia Osaka's going to be a great champion. Going to be a great champion.
I'm the champion you wanted.
It's not the champion I wanted. It's just that I thought it should be something else. But I'm excited to see where Malia Osaka's championship goes to. I'm excited to see where her reign goes. She's a great wrestler. Again,
She is a very great wrestler.
I'm not taking away from her skill. I was shocked. Genuinely, this was the first time that I was shocked at a Battle on the Border event, like hardcore. Until the main event came around.
Hey, that thing. What's it called?
Hold on, yes, the Army
thing.
of Destiny.
That's it. Yeah, I can remember. I can
And
remember. No,
thank
this
you
was
for-
remind you of something.
Now, earlier we talked about it. It was Brian Pillman against Carson Drake. They were at the last event. It was amazing. It was great to see Brian Pillman in Cincinnati. It was great to see him again. Denim announced that it was going to be a best 2 of 3. Now in wrestling, generally speaking, when you have a best 2 of 3, all 3 matches take place. You have the first,
You
let's
gotta
just
be good for all.
let's just say, for example, you have the Undertaker against the Rock. Okay, in the best of 3. 1 week you'll have the Rock win. Next week you'll have the Undertaker win, and then you have that third match. Builds up excitement. So when I heard
Good enough.
best of 3, I was like, okay, so somehow, some way, Carson Drake is going to win this second matchup. Then we got there, and the ring announcer said that it was a number 1 contenders match.
Ooh.
And then in my head, I was like, So I changed my opinion. I was like, so now I'm thinking Brian Pillman will win because he's the hometown kid. It wouldn't make a lot of sense to, and I just thought it made the most sense. And that's what ended up happening. Brian Pillman did win, defeated Carson Drake, now twice. I was shocked.
It's not surprising.
Well, the only reason I was shocked was because I heard best 2 of 3, and usually, like I said in pro wrestling, 2 of 3 usually means it goes all 3.
If you're good enough.
Well, Carson Drake is good enough. He was a great. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Shot the first 2. What the hell?
No, this is
a difference.
This is me being completely honest right now. Carson Drake and Brian Pillman work really, really well in the ring together. I hope this is not the last time we see those two face each other because they work in the ring very well. I mean, I don't know if they've wrestled in other places before and battled on the border before, or if these are literally the first 2 times they've wrestled, but man, they work really good. And I'm telling you right now, Carson Drake, appreciate him while you have him battle on the border because it will not be long until Carson Drake is on TV somewhere. I mean, he is. I really do think Carson Drake's the next big thing. He is my ultimate favorite. Like if I had to pick a group of people off of this list to start a company with, you have Russell Active Blaine would be involved. You have Tim Lutz, because I became a big fan of him after his win. You have King Bomani and Sergeant Ledbetter. Honestly, throw Jackson Stone in there, because Jackson Stone was really great. The Crown, of course. Ari Alexander, and then Carson Drake. Give me that as a starting roster, and I think I can start.
Get your girlfriend.
My girl. What are you talking about? What does that even mean? What are you laughing at?
Nothing.
My girlfriend, she can wrestle if she wants. I mean, I'll throw her in the ring.
I figured it.
Malia Soccer, is that what you're saying?
Oh, the other one.
Shauna Reed?
Oh, I guess you already said her.
I said Ari Alexander. Pay attention.
Sure you did.
Anyway, my point is, now that's again not saying anyone else wasn't good, but that's who I would start with. Those were my favorites of the night, and it's not going to be long until Carson Drake gets somewhere, and it could be just in battle on the border. I mean, he could eventually one day be world champion. He has to win a match here or there to do that, though. But I mean, he was very.
You got to win in order to win that.
Yeah, it would help. It would help. But it was a very entertaining match. I was surprised. Well, like I said, once I heard number 1 contender, I was like, huh. So now that sets up Madman Fulton against Brian Pillman on Saturday, July 23rd. That's right. They announced it. I'm announcing it too. Saturday, July 23rd. I will announce.
I will be there.
Yes, you will. I will announce where it is once I find out for sure. I heard something. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it yet or not. But July 23rd, that is when the next event is, Saturday, July 23rd. And that is when you'll see Brian Pillman against Madman Fulton, who's the champion. Now, that's why I wanted to bring up the Army of Destiny, because Sergeant Ledbetter has that little pass.
Oh,
that little
shit.
that jump to get that whatever title shot he wants.
I forgot about that.
Well, Madman Fulton and Congo Kong are in a group with the guy whose last name is Spectre. I forget his first name. I apologize again. And Darnabas Spectre, something like that. Spectre though is for sure in the name. And I have this little feeling that we might see in the future Sergeant Ledbetter, cash in that golden ticket, and you might see an Army of Destiny against.
Would be fucking awesome.
That would be amazing. See a Madman Fulton, Congo Kong against the Army of Destiny, but then you'd have to find a third, and it wouldn't be too difficult. There's a lot of big dudes out there who wrestle, and that would be pretty epic. I would love to see it. I hope it happens. That would be great. That's what I'm hoping for.
And you also see me at the table if you come.
But it would be nice also. I mean, I'm not saying it'll happen at the next event because I'm excited to see Brian Pillman face Madman Fulton. So I'm excited for that too. I just have this feeling that we might see something along those lines. And I don't. By the way, I want to make it very clear. I do not know any of the information about future storylines or outcomes of matches. Made very clear by the triple threat women's match, which I was shocked by. I don't know anything. I'm making a prediction though that I think we're going to see Army of Destiny against the Spectre group that I believe has a name. And again, I apologize for not remembering the name.
That'd be pretty badass for my first time, or my second time back.
Right, second time back. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. So July 23rd is a Saturday. Again, if you watch us weekly, then we'll announce where it's at, when it's at, we'll promote it, we'll update the cards. I tried to remember to update the cards weekly, but there for a couple of videos, it was a little weird how we did them because Darren went to Florida.
Yeah.
And so we had to rush through, well, not rush through, we had to try to get a video in before he left, and I forgot to update the card there. And then a couple of the videos we filmed 2 in 1 week, and then we took a break from filming, and then we did the rush one. So it's been a little bit weird with the filming, especially with this weekend being busy. So
busy before this weekend. I mean, shit.
very busy weekend. Thank God. Luckily for me, this weekend it sounds like I'm going to have a little bit more of a relaxed weekend. Hopefully, as of now. Although I kind of like the crazy.
You know, besides us going and playing around at 9,
Oh, we got to play around.
we get a chance for playing around at 9.
Wanted to play around to 9 yesterday. It would have been a great way to end the weekend off, but I had to go see Doctor Strange with my girlfriend. So it was a great movie, by the way.
You didn't have to.
Well, I wanted to. It was a good time. So, all right. Well, is there anything else you wanted to mention about this weekend? It was a crazy one.
No, other than it was a good weekend. I mean,
Great weekend. We got great stuff planned in the future, not just with Battle on the Border, but outside of it. Again, I'm very excited to announce that we are willing to work with Battle on the Border again. I let them know that after the show. So I hope. I'm excited about it. Like I said, it wasn't the greatest turnout necessarily for us. I mean, 2 people that we interacted with, but I mean,
hey, 2 people's better than 0.
we were there, we were present. If we come up to the next show, maybe someone will say, "Oh, I seen him at the last show." Come to us there. Hopefully, people are seeing the video. I'll try to be a little bit more active at the next show. Maybe go and try to spread the word a little bit more manually.
Both weren't around.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I was at the table just in case anyone did come up, because Sophia's not exactly the most outgoing person.
Yes.
She is. Don't let her lie to you. She is outgoing. But it's like, yeah, it's like an she's a little awkward at first, and I didn't know how she would feel if people just came up to the table. Like, I didn't know if she would know what to say or whatever, and I didn't want to force her to do that, so I didn't really want to leave the table. Dad did leave the table and hand out some flyers, but
How many flyers did your dad hang up?
4 or 5, maybe
That's pretty
6. He handed out some flyers. It wasn't too bad. He's very not shy. He just turns out, there you go.
That's it. Me and your dad would just hand out the flyers. You and Sophia hold down the table.
We got that. We'll hold down the fort of the table. Well, then if we're just gonna hand out flyers, there's no reason to go to the table.
Well, yeah. Suggestion box.
You gotta come to the suggestion box when we're there Saturday, July 23rd, the next Battle on the Border event. If you see us there, if you see the Double D podcast, if you see this sign, because we're reusing it, if you see this sign, make sure you come over and talk to us.
Don't carry the box, don't carry the sign.
You can talk to us about, yeah, we'll just walk around with the sign.
We'll just walk around with it.
You just listen. You can come over. You can write a suggestion for a future video, for a future interview. You can ask a question that we'll answer the podcast after the event. We will make sure that we include what's in the box. What's in the box?
Every last one. There's 100 pages in that month chart.
Yeah, we cut out a crap ton of paper, and not a single one.
There's 100. There's 200 papers in that month chart. We will go over it.
And we will go over it, and we will answer every single question on the podcast.
We've uploaded 3-hour videos before. If you don't remember, for you that stuck around for a little while.
We uploaded 300.
3-hour videos.
We have done 3-hour videos.
So we will do a 3-hour video if we got to, reading every single suggestion.
So don't be afraid to come up to us and say, hey, you can talk to us about the show. You can talk to us about what we, DJ service. You can talk to us about, just any of the videos that you see. Make sure you come out and say hi to us. We're out. We'll talk to you. We're ready to get our names out there.
Oh, for sure.
So, all right. I guess we're gonna send it off.
Yeah.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It
Do it.
always helps us out. Make sure you share with your friends and family. You can also follow me. See, this is why I like having this here. Do not forget socials. You can follow me on Twitter at DJDub00. You can follow us on Instagram at _D_podcast. And you can follow me on TikTok at the Double D Podcast 1.
Then you can get on our email.
What's the email? Look at it. I got
WDpodcast123@gmail.com. And if you just love me, add my snap, Darren 1134567889. And don't forget Darren's DJ service 812-212-1675.
And real quick, before the end of the video, my mom suggested doing this since we know what the next topic is going to be about. The next topic for the podcast is going to be about. I want to throw a little questionnaire out there. The next one, we're going to be talking about Darren's Florida trip.
Yeah.
So if you guys have a question that you would like answered on the podcast, make sure to comment. You can email us. You can reach out to us on any of those social media platforms that we mentioned before and ask your question. And we'll answer it on the podcast. So if you want to see one of your questions, that's what it's going to be about. The next one's going to be about his Florida trip. I was not there, but his Florida trip. But his Florida trip. And so there you go. And I think that's about it, right?
Pretty good shit.
Pretty good. All right. Thank you for watching.
The Double D Podcast.
Don't. Okay, that's fine. I looked a little weird.